Today we're making a quiche Lorraine, and we're gonna also have a side of a persimmon salad with this. So I hope you enjoy it. So there really aren't a lot of things easier in the world to make besides quiche. You just kind of throw everything in. You can use anything that you have or anything that you want out of your refrigerator or your kitchen. If you have fresh mushrooms or sliced mushrooms, cheese, different kind of vegetables, bacon, ham, whatever you want, you can make your quiche. But today we're gonna do a super simple quiche. It's just cheese and onion. It's gonna be really good, really delicious. So we're going to start off by adding 4 eggs to a bowl. We're just going to crack these and put them in here. Put these over here because I'm going to add more eggs to this. And I always like to crack them in the bowl before I add anything else, just to make sure there's no shells that fall in here. And I do happen to see one, so see how good that is to do this? So down at the very bottom, I see a little tiny piece of shell. And now when I say tiny, I mean tiny. But all I'm gonna do is just take some of the eggshell, and it works perfect to pick up our egg. So there you go, got the shell. So we're just gonna give that a quick whisk, just like so. And to that I'm going to add, now you can add 2 cups of half and half, but I really prefer to use a can of evaporated milk. That's what my mom and my grandma always used, and that's what I use too. So we're going to put that in there. Give it another stir. To this we're going to add a half of an onion, and I want these pieces diced up really small. So I'm actually going to take the time to really dice these small. Now I'm just going to give them another quick chop. I want to make sure there's no large pieces of onion in here anywhere. Now I thought I had a can of mushrooms. I don't have any, so I'm going to just leave those out today. I'm going to add about maybe just a little scoop of feta cheese. It's quite strong. It's a little bit stronger than a regular cheese. Put a little bit of that in there. I'm going to be using some of that on my salad, so I'm not going to use too much. I'm going to add some black pepper and put in however much you want. I've got some sea salt. I'm going to add about 3/4 of a teaspoon of sea salt. Give that a stir, and then I'm going to add my cheese, and I'm using a sharp cheddar, about 1.5 cups, however much you like. Stir this in. Wow, it smells so good already. So earlier today I made a pie crust, and I'm going to link that in the description right up at the top. If you want to see how I make my super easy pie crust, just click on that little link there. And now all I'm going to do is pour my filling into my pie, just like so. I'm probably going to go ahead and just put a little bit more pepper along the top. And then the other thing I'm going to do is just sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So now I've got an oven preheating at 4 1/4. I'm going to put it in the oven at 4 1/4 for 15 minutes. Then I'm going to turn the oven down to 350 and cook it at an additional 45 minutes. So if any of you have watched me make a salad in the past, you know that I really like to have my lettuce kind of chopped up into like little slices. And then I like to crisp it up in a bowl of ice water. And I've done this as long as I can remember. This is just the way my grandma used to make salads and crisp them up. And so I've just always maintained this tradition. And you can do this with all kinds of vegetables, but it works great, especially with salads. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some iceberg lettuce in here. And although I'm not going to shred up my carrot yet, I am gonna peel it and put it in with my ice water. So I'm gonna take a carrot, just a medium carrot. I'm just gonna shred this up. Just gonna take the ends off. And I'm actually gonna put it in just like this. The next thing I'm gonna do is add my red onion. And I'm gonna slice this up. You put in as little or as much as you like. I happen to really enjoy eating onion, raw or cooked, it doesn't matter to me. They're all good. And so I'm just going to slice these in half and put these right in with my salad. The next thing I'm gonna do is just pop off this top here. I'm gonna take out that little top and some of the core, and this way I can kind of look for some seeds. Most of the time, honestly, these are very hard to find the seeds in. You know, as a backyard gardener, I like these. I like these hiachas. I think they're actually sweeter than a regular persimmon, but these are very good as well. And the way I like these the best is actually to peel them, put them in the freezer, and let them, it kind of changes the cell structure of the persimmon. And it almost makes it like a pudding texture. It's really good. And I do that with a lot of my persimmons. So let me just finish getting this. See, it's already ripening up, which is great. This is gonna be perfect to put on my salad. It's actually kind of, when they start to ripen, you gotta be careful because they're very slippery. You don't wanna cut yourself. So what I'm gonna do now, get my skins out of here, is I'm going to look for seeds. I am gonna just take some of this out, and I think what I'll do is just cut it right down the middle. That way I can see if there's any seeds. Isn't that pretty? And all I'm gonna do is just cut it into little chunks. Put that right in my salad. You can do almost anything with persimmons. I mean, you can make them into cakes or cookies, puddings, you know, almost anything. Put them in a salad like I'm doing. And the reason I'm cutting them this way, I'm just looking for seeds. And as you can see, there really aren't any. So I'm just gonna cut these up, and in they go into my salad. Now I'm gonna put some water and some ice in here and just let it sit and crisp up for a little while. All right, I'm gonna let that water get nice and cold and icy, and then I'm gonna drain everything out, and I'll show you how I put the salad together. So while my cold salad is draining, I'm gonna go ahead and start grating my carrots. So my quiche just finished cooking. I'm gonna let it set up for a little bit. It's very, very hot. I checked the inside, the middle with a skewer, and it's coming out clean. So I know that it's done, but I want it to cool down just a little bit so that I can cut it. So in the meantime, I've got my salad. I went ahead and put my grated carrot over it. I've got some ranch croutons. So I'm gonna put a few of those on top, just like so. And then I'm also gonna put a little bit more of the feta cheese on it. I really want that tart with the sweet. I just think it's gonna taste really good. A little bit more of the feta. And then I love these pre-measured Olive Garden dressings. I just love them. I get them at the Dollar Tree. I think it's like 3 or 4 in a box or something. So I just pour that right on my salad, just like that. It's a huge salad. And I am going to start on my salad before I cut my quiche. So let me try a little bite of this for you. It's the salad. I want to get a bite of the persimmon and maybe a little bit of the feta cheese. Oh, that's so good. Those persimmons are absolutely delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and eat my delicious salad, and then I'm going to go ahead and try the quiche for you as soon as it cools down. So I'm going to cut my quiche, see how it came out. I just got a new convection oven, so I wasn't real sure what would happen, but it's looking really good. And look how good this pie crust kind of comes away from the edge. It's a perfect crust. Look at that. Beautiful. Now that's a piece of quiche that you can be proud of. Well, this quiche came out amazing. The crust looks good. The quiche looks good. Let's give it a try. Very hot, but it's so good. I'm gonna eat it scalding hot. It's so good. You've got to try this. If you haven't made quiche in the past, you saw how easy it is. It's super easy. I'm gonna blow on it so I don't get burned. A plus 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 plus. Thanks for watching, everybody. Give it a try. Have a good night. Bye-bye.